इन दिनों गर्चे दकन में है बड़ी कदरे सुखन। कौन जाए ज़ौक़ पर दिल्ली की गलियां छोड़कर। None among these streets or galiyan of Delhi which Zauq is unable to leave is more striking and historic than the famous Chandni Chowk. This market is one of the oldest and busiest markets in Delhi. Each and every nook and corner of this market is brimming with history. So, let us learn about its various buildings, famous residents, eateries, and much more as we explore the entire stretch of Chandni Chowk in this video series. Chandni Chowk, literally translated as Moonlight Square, is a 1.3 kilometer long stretch located in Old Delhi or Shahjahanabad. It is close to the Old Delhi railway station. On the eastern edge of the Chandni Chowk is the Lahori Gate of the Red Fort, and on the western edge is the Fatehpuri Masjid. This market was built in the 17th century when Shah Jahan shifted his capital from Agra to Delhi. The Chandni Chowk and its three bazaars were designed and established by his favorite daughter, Princess Jahanara Begum, in 1650. The bazaar was given elegance by the presence of a pool in the center of the complex. The pool shimmered in moonlight, a feature which was responsible for its name, the Chandni or Moonlight, in the Chandni Chowk. The original three bazaars, the term Chandni Chowk originally referred only to the square that had the reflecting pool. Now, the whole straight road which runs through the middle of the walled city from Lahori Gate of the Red Fort to the Fatehpuri Masjid is called Chandni Chowk. The road was then divided into three bazaars. The first bazaar was the Urdu Bazaar. Lahori Gate of the Mughal Royal Palace to the Kotwali near Gurdwara Seesganj Sahib was called Urdu Bazaar, that is, encampment market. The Urdu language received its name from this encampment. Ghalib noted the destruction of this market during the disturbances of the rebellion of 1857 and its aftermath. The second bazaar is the Johri Bazaar. From Chowk Kotwali to Chandni Chowk, location of the now demolished Ghanta Ghar is called the Johri Bazaar. The third bazaar is the Fatehpuri Bazaar. From Chandni Chowk to the Fatehpuri Masjid section of this straight road was originally called the Fatehpuri Bazaar. The first building that comes across as one starts walking through the Chandni Chowk is the Digambar Jain Lal Mandir. It is directly across the Red Fort and in the beginning of the Chandni Chowk area. It is the oldest and the best known Jain temple in Delhi. A Jain officer of the Mughal army is said to have kept a Tirthankara statue in his tent, which was opposite Lahori Gate of the Red Fort. This tent gradually started attracting other Jain army officers, and subsequently a Jain temple was constructed at this site in 1656. The idol, which was from 1491, was kept in a small tent because it was a temple belonging to an army camp. It is also called Urdu Mandir, as this area was called Urdu Bazaar or Camp Market. It was also known as Lashkari Mandir or Army Temple. There are several legends about the temple. One such legend claims that Shah Jahan's successor Aurangzeb once ordered a ban on all musical instruments in the temple. However, miraculously, the sounds of the drums or nagaras would be heard emanating from the temple despite inspections from the Mughal officers. Aurangzeb went himself to ensure that no one was beating them, but found no one there while the sounds continued. Probably spooked, he immediately gave orders that the temple drums could be beaten at all times without any restrictions. The present day temple buildings were constructed after the fall of Mughal Empire and are dated from 1878. Today, it is well known for a charitable bird hospital which stands inside its premises. Next to the Jain Mandir is a beautiful marble temple famous as Gauri Shankar Mandir, also known as Appa Shankar Mandir, because Appa Shankar, a Maratha Brahmin in the service of the Scindias, had built this temple. This is important as it is the only monument built by the Marathas during their brief supremacy in Delhi. The shivling here is said to be 800 years old. The next stop is the State Bank of India building, which can be distinguished by its colonial architecture. Set up in 1806, this is the oldest branch of SBI and one of the largest in the country even today. Located in the heart of Old Delhi's bustling business center, which once housed the court of English rulers, the building was acquired by the Bank of Delhi in 1847. It was here that the bank manager George Beresford, his wife and 5 daughters were killed by the freedom fighters in 1857 during the siege of Delhi, when the rebels looted the bank. The Imperial Bank of India, the predecessor of SBI, later acquired this imposing building. The Reserve Bank of India also operated here for some years. This building also houses a mini museum at the main reception area of the bank, highlighting these little known facts. The bank branch was declared a heritage building in the year 2002. A lane from Chandni Chowk near the huge State Bank of India building leads into the Bhagirath Place. Today, it is the hub of electronics and accessory market in Delhi, known as Bhagirath Place, after Seth Bhagirath, who purchased the Haveli in 1940. A short trip here and you will never be able to guess that this area was once the majestic and grand mansion of a Kashmiri dancing girl who became one of the most important women of her age. Begum Samru was a 14-year-old Kashmiri dancing girl who stole the heart of a 45-year-old mercenary soldier, Walter Reinhard Sombre, which was corrupted to Samru. They lived together for some years and then got married in 1765. In return for help to the Mughal emperor against the Jats, Samru was given the rich principality of Sardana near Meerut. After Samru's death, Begum Samru was given the Sanat to rule Sardana. Her hold over her army and her estate was legendary, and she even led the forces herself. In 1787, she rushed at the head of her army to rescue the Mughal emperor Shah Alam II, who was besieged by the Rohilla chief Abdul Qadir in the Red Fort. She outwitted Ghulam Qadir and forced her way into the fort. The Rohilla chief was forced to concede defeat in front of her superior intelligence and firepower. The intrepid Begum saved the emperor's life on another occasion and was given the title Zebunisa or Farzand-e-Azizi, or the beloved daughter. The Koti was a 4-storied mansion built on a high plinth with huge halls and verandas. The garden it was built on was gifted to her by Emperor Akbar Shah II. One has to push through the overcrowded narrow lanes to reach the building that today houses the Central Bank of India. Shops, laborers waiting for employment, and vendors now cover the architect's signature double staircase. It later became the Lloyd's Bank, and the inscription of the name still stands above the shops there. That's all for this video. In this video, we covered what, where, and when was Chandni Chowk built, and explored the famous buildings from Lal Mandir to Bhagirath Place. Do stay tuned for the next video, where we will move further down the street and explore many more famous places such as Dariba, Seesganj and Paranthe Wali Gali. If you like the content, then please like, share, subscribe and share your comments in the comment section. Thank you for watching the video.